Hello everyone, Jorge Huertas once again with all of you. Today I'm gonna show you what is and how to apply systemic thinking. Well, this is a fine way to start thinking in a whole, like a holistic thinking, like everything is together. It is a way of thinking that defends that each element is part of a whole interaction of a system, therefore is influenced by other elements including systemics that we must know and take into account to generate solutions more complete. To think in a systemic or holistic way, we have to understand that an element is influenced by its context, its environment, the people who is into the connections with other elements, and we must take all this into account when we are arriving at conclusion and propose solutions. Thinking systemically or holistic allow us to develop more complete and accurate with better business strategy, and it's transversally to the whole project. Okay, so when we talk about systemic thinking or holistic thinking, um, there are many things that are important. Sometimes people think that there's a spiritual, and it could be, but here we're gonna take a approach of projects, service, and products, basically, and business models. So when we talk about this, we start by analyzing. But before we start this explanation, if you like this channel, if you like these videos, please subscribe. It helps us a lot and make us still growing a lot. So I really appreciate if you can subscribe to our channel. Okay, so saying this, it's extremely important that we understand that a systemic thinking allow us to think a whole thing, not just like one element. It's a lot of elements that interact between each other. So the first thing to understand is the context. The context, basically what it says is that understand how the elements interact with each other in their environment. And the traditional way of thinking don't take this into account because sometimes people think that just one element make the whole system, and that is not correct. The thing is, like when we are working on a product, on a service, or in a business model, we got a lot of different components that are extremely important. So it's mandatory basically that we get and we understand how can we start thinking and creating different positions and possibilities. After this, it's called the setting. The setting is extremely important because we need to know all the elements that make up all the project. Um, we really have to be experts, and if we are not, we have to study a lot in this situation because it really allows us to think differently and in a very specific and strategic way. The interaction between these elements, I mean with all the setting, allow us to understand the relationship between the components and different variables. That is extremely important as well because if I move a component, if I move something, if I change it, it will have a repercussion. So I need to understand that everything comes together. After that, I start analyzing, and analyze is very important as well because basically it's study and understand all the components that exist in the system and the repercussions that could have if I make a change and if I'm thinking in something different that I could develop. Finally, we start having and creating solutions to the different problems that we could have and the different situations that we could feel. And this basically what it says is that we define the actions in the surrounding and how can we can continue the process. This is extremely important because when we are talking about solutions, there's not only one way. There are many different ways that I can make something changing, something better, and it will help a lot in my development. As a conclusion, we can say that this concept is transversal to the whole process and must have a wide knowledge of the components of a project in case of know him. The more information and better they can be collected, the information, you will have better foundation and better understanding on the decisions that you are going to make. And it means that you are gonna take decisions that are informed, and that is very, very important because it will allow us to understand and create a better surrounding, a better setting for our project, our product or service. Thank you so much. I hope this video was a big help in your education. Please subscribe to our channel, Design Thinking 24/7. Follow us on social media. Remember that every Monday we have a new video in Spanish. Every Thursday we have a new video in English. Our Udemy courses are already available. So if you wanna support us, don't hesitate to contact us. In the description of this video, you could find the link. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.